Guys, welcome to another video. Coming in a little bit stressed because I've basically just ruined my window install. I was hoping to come on and do the intro after I'd installed the window, but as you can see, it has not gone very well. So I carpeted the inside, so it had a nice neat finish. I just tried to do it by myself with the bond and the adhesive and it just didn't work. The window just didn't align properly. I didn't put enough adhesive on. I couldn't see the inside, so I was trying to guess from the outside where it should have aligned, and it just kind of missed it really, and it was getting a complete mess. So yeah, it was just not ideal. But I'm going to try and clean it up now and reinstall tomorrow. I might have to paint it again, but we'll see. So this is the bond that I use for the window. I've just gone in with the glass primer. So you put this kind of on the bodywork, just around the edge. You see that black line. It just helps the bond grab. And that's the bond I'm using. I managed to get this, which is such a lifesaver because the first build, I struggled so much to get the adhesive out of the, just the manual, thing that I used. So yeah, it's really, really tough bond. So having an electric one is very, very, very good. So yeah, you just literally put the battery in and it will just pump out without any effort at all. So very excited to use that. That is the bond that I've put on. It's all ready to go on now. Just going to get to it. The window is over there. So yeah, going to do that now. I just bonded on the window, but I've had to fill in around the edge, so it's looking very, very messy. I'm going to clean up now. You've got to act quite quick because the bond cures quite quickly, especially in this heat, but it's looking messy. So yeah, I'm just going to go to some acetone and clean it all up. Hey guys, I am back with another video. This is the day, actually no, it's probably about a week after I last filmed. You'll see by my intro that I was very upset that the window didn't go right. So it's a very mismatched video. So as you saw from earlier on in the video, I tried to install my side window just there. Didn't go to plan. It was a very, very hot day, 30 degrees. Probably not best to do it in that heat, I've found out. Yeah, it was not a good install, but the guys at the garage that I kind of hire the unit from, they're all so nice. Obviously tried to do it alone, and the guy actually does van conversions here as well, and he said he's never once in his career done it by himself because you need someone on the inside, especially when it's on like a big panel. If it's on like a rear door panel, you have the outline of where to go, but on the middle of a panel, you're literally just guessing. So I tried to guess, and I thought it'd be quite easy just to plonk it in and be sorted, but it wasn't. So he said, yeah, like, you need someone on the inside to see where you're going, to align it properly. I basically put it on and there was a massive gap at the bottom, so it was like squidging up and down. I didn't mask off before I started putting the bond on, which is a really good tip, supposedly. I found out after. So you're meant to tape around so the bond doesn't go all over the panel, because I'll show you, because I basically cried actually. Yeah, I cried after this happened. I remember crying the first time I done my first van. I ended up crying because I got adhesive all over the panel, and 2 years later I'm still crying over installing a window in my van. So yeah, I've actually taken off all the adhesive now. but it was a complete mess, and it still is. You can kind of see it's just, yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. I've also hurt my finger, hence the plaster masking tape. But today I am going to be insulating. I have received all my Dodo mat products, which is here, and my wheels have also arrived. I sound really excited, but there's a but. They are 6-stud, and my van is 5-stud. So yeah, that's great. That's not good. I literally unpackaged them all, rolled them out, put them on the, lined them all up. They're really heavy as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get them changed, but they look so nice. They're gonna look really, really nice. They've got the off-roading tyres, the white lettering, which I really wanted on the first van as well, but didn't do. So they're gonna look really cool. Like, just imagine proper off-roading wheels on this colour. I think it's just going to go really well. Obviously since my last video I finished the paint job. I am going to be spraying the bumpers next, because now the van's painted, it looks really nice, but it's shown up that the bumpers really need a good black spray, so that's kind of on the list to do as well. But today, yeah, I'm going to rip out the insulation. So yeah, let me just actually rewind. So when I bought the van, it's actually got a Celotex insulation already, you will see here. And I don't want to waste that because it's a lot of money, and I do like the Celotex. It's nice and thick, it really insulates the van really well. So I'm going to take the ply off, as I've done on this side, rip the Celotex off temporarily, sound deaden, add the Dodo Thermo liner 10mm, and then put the Celotex board back on. So it's literally got like double insulation. The Thermo liner, which is really thick and it's meant to be really good. And then, yeah, Celotex on top of that. And then the ply back on. So I'm going to like run you through, I'm going to speed it up, show you what I've been doing, and just work on it a little bit more. And then hopefully, once the insulation's done, I can kind of crack on with a few other bits. Obviously install a solar, try and run the cables, install the max air fan, finish the windows. There's a lot to do actually, a lot to do, which is a little bit overwhelming. I try and not let myself get overwhelmed, but it is a big, big job. And then I was just speaking to the guys then, and I was like, I was stood there just zoned out, and he was like, "You're right." Like, yeah, I'm good. I just processing, because it's a lot. Like, and right now it just looks a complete mess, which gives me anxiety. But it has to look messy before it gets better, as they always say. I'm not sure if that's the actual saying, but it looks worse before it looks better. I think that's the one. So yeah, I am lucky that they did insulate. The person that I bought it off, or two owners before, had done the installation. Obviously the ply, which is really good. Like, everything's almost a step ahead compared to my last build, which does save me a very big job. So it's just a case of insulating more. There was no sound deadening, so yeah, that's why I've used the Dodo matte sound deadening sheets, which are just here. Oh, and I also have got this recycled plastic insulation there. So that's the fluffy stuff that you put in kind of in the hollows, in all the little beams. So I'm going to go and do that as well after I've done the main majority of the panels. So that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like I'm making more progress now. The paint job is done. I know I've kind of rambled a lot, but I think I've covered most things. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on. I have found a bit of rust, which is not good, but there was rust on the first one in exactly the same place. It's along like the seam, so along the seam of the van, like the big beam there. There's like a bit of rust along the seam, which does tend to leak water. So what I'm going to do is wire brush it back and put a tape, like a waterproof guttering tape. It's meant to be really, really good for fixing leaks, and it's not something you can, like, you can rip that out, cut it out and weld it, but it's just not, it's like a really, really big job for just a little bit of surface rust. So I'm just gonna, yeah, put some guttering waterproof tape. I think it's Gorilla tape I used last time, not just like a standard tape, it's like an actual one which stops water coming in and out. So I'm going to seal it from the inside and also seal it from the roof, just to be double sure. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. More of a positive day today. Like I said, I felt really disheartened on, I think it was Friday, and we're now Monday. Friday I was literally like, don't speak to me kind of thing. I went home in my car, put on the music and cried. Oh, it's so embarrassing. I was just like, I can't believe I've done it all over again, and my second van messed it up. But everyone makes mistakes and has bad days, but I've spent a whole day doing that window. It's like you've wasted a whole day on the van, which does not make you feel good. Like, yeah, it's just not great. I'm feeling much more positive today as I'm making progress. I'm going to get back to that window. Just need to scrape off the adhesive off the actual window and redo that with a bit of help with someone guiding it from the inside. Like, I could have asked someone, it would have been like a 2-minute thing, but no, I tried to be Mrs. Independent as usual. It didn't work out. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with the insulation and kind of give you a bit of a rundown of what the process is I'm doing. These are the sound deadening sheets. They're like very weighty and they're adhesive on the back. Very, very good. They make the panels go from like tinny sound to more like, yeah, deadened, I guess. And they also keep the sound in, which is good if you're like watching movies and I mean like just any kind of sound in the van. Bit more privacy, which is good. So yeah, they're going to go behind all the panels. I've already done this one, so you'll see. So there's the thermo liner, and then behind that is the sound deadening, and then this goes back on top. Yeah, it looks very messy, but I'm going to go, I've had to like rip apart all the tape, which stresses me out a bit, but I'm going to go back over with foil tape. So yeah, as you can see, all the ceiling is now ripped out as well. They were like bolted onto the beams, the metal beams, so yeah, I just went in with my impact driver and whizzed them out. They did fall on me, which you'll see in the video. But yeah, they're like the tongue and groove type wood. So these I'm going to put back up, obviously once I've sound deadened. I'm not going to insulate with the thermo liner up there, just because I want as much headroom as possible. So I'm just going to go back in with the Celotex, take down the Celotex, sound deaden, and then put the boards back up. And then I'm going to put these back up because they're a good like base to, I'm basically going to put some Acu panels on, kind of like my first build if you've seen that. So the acoustic panels are going to go over this, which should be fine. Like, I'm worried about headroom, but to be honest, they are quite thin, tongue and groove, and then it'll be easy to just screw into this wood rather than into the metal beams for the Acu panels. So that is the ceiling sorted. I obviously need to cut in the Max Air fan over there. I think it's the second panel in. So yeah, that's the kind of ceiling situ. So I've just taken that plyboard off, and yeah, like I said, massive Celotex board behind, which I'll get behind. There is a bit of surfacey rust on that beam, so any bits like that I'm just going to like wire brush back and treat with some rust protection, and that's kind of it really, and then boards back on. So that is enough insulating for one day. It's quite a big job actually, taking off the panels, cutting all that kind of insulation, and yeah, that's quite like hurts. My fingers are hurting actually. I've been using like a blade to cut through the thermo liner, because I haven't found a better way yet. I could just I don't know, use some scissors, but it's quite thick foam, and there's like a metal layer on the outside, so my fingers like really shredded. So yeah, that's enough for one day. I've done most of the ceiling now. I've done that side, and then need to finish that side. But yeah, I've done most of it. I obviously need to build the bulkhead and insulate that later down the line, but it's looking good. Like, I'm starting to make progress now. The installation's always like a tedious task. I remember the first build, I look back and I was thinking, what were they doing for so long? But I think it was insulating. Like, crazy how long that actually takes. So I'm quite glad that I'm getting it all done and out the way now, because the rest you can kind of fly through. So yeah, the flooring is already insulated. I am going to check if there's any rust underneath there. So I'm going to lift, once all the walls are done and the ceiling's done, I can then get the floor up and just look for any rust. Hopefully not. I don't think there is. I obviously had the van welded, so they've put a lot of money into the welding on the major bits, so it should be fine. But yeah, the floor's got like Celotex on under the floors. There's Celotex boards, so that's quite a good job done already, because that was a whole job in itself in the first build. And yeah, good progress. I can then lay the floor, put the ceiling up, and crack on. So yeah, I'm very excited to get sorted, but oh, it looks so messy. I don't know, I hate it when it looks messy, because you feel like you just haven't done anything. But yeah, it looks fine. It's mostly just the panels and the ceiling panels that are causing the messy look. But yeah, so that's a full day done. Gonna come back tomorrow and crack on with finishing the installation, but feeling good, and I'll update you guys on the next video. I'm gonna kind of finish the installation now, put in the recycled plastic in all the gaps. One thing I didn't see, behind some of the panels, there's rock wool, so I'm gonna rip all that out. It's weird, they've used rock wool and recycled plastic. Like, you see, that's the good stuff, this fluffy stuff here. For some reason they've used a mixture between that and rock wool. Rock wool is not good. So I'm not sure why they've, the person before used both them things, because yeah, not good that they've used rock wool, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to take out that, and I've got loads more from Dodo. It's the Thermo fleece, so that's like recycled plastic insulation. So I'm going to go in all the gaps with that. I love what they've done here, just around, just to make a sealed unit, I guess. Unsure whether I'm going to put the vapor barrier on or not. Dodo have said that it's not needed with all their insulation, and yeah, I was kind of against a vapor barrier because it holds in moisture, but then also people say that it stops moisture. It's a bit of a debate really, and yeah, not sure if I'm going to do it or not. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in another video. Not sure what I'll be doing. Solar panels maybe, windows maybe, a bit bored of the windows now, fed up the windows. Yeah, max air fan maybe. I need to cut out that hole. So might need to get back on the roof. You can tell I'm tired, I can't even speak. Need to get back on the roof, and solar panels, max air fan. That could be another job. So yeah, I'll see you guys very soon in another video.